Tonight, the journey inward begins. My students have poured their hearts into preparing for this moment with unwavering discipline. The thought of stepping into their first ayahuasca ceremony is undeniably daunting, but their courage outweighs their fear. Each of them is here to embrace this life-changing opportunity, to look deep within, confront their truths, and discover the parts of themselves they've never dared to explore. It is just such a calculated, guided experience because nothing that ever happens on ayahuasca is by accident.
What insights or realizations do you have during the journey?
Trust God.
I'll be honest, hopefully I'm not the one tied to a tree swearing at everyone. It'll be a wet night. You know? But then I'm talking to God at the same time. But hey, if it works out that way and it turns out to be positive, swear away.
Most profound sorrow. There was so much pain. And I started to cry.
What they uncover tonight has the power to transform their lives forever.
You know, so what you're pointing to is like they're imbuing something, and we all get to imbue something into the medicine. Like you matter. Your consciousness, your presence matters in this process. So I think you're pointing to something really beautiful, and just to bring an awareness that tonight when you're blessing the medicine, to be present and part of that blessing. Because you matter.
We were talking a little bit about what it was that made us comfortable. So things that make me comfortable. I feel comfortable that there's so much data about people's experience, and I feel comfortable because they're going to be a great ratio of staff to participants. I feel good having a better sense of what to expect in the ceremony tonight and how I should handle different things that could come up. But most importantly, I feel a little less like I have so many expectations going into this, and so I am going to do some breathing and a little meditating beforehand so that I can try to show up tonight with few expectations but lots of gratitude.
I just finished our introduction to ayahuasca class, and I'm going to get some lunch, and then I'm going to go get a massage before we start the first night of medicine. I'm really excited, a little nervous. I think I do know in my bones that my soul has been here waiting for me to show up for many years and many lifetimes to get to this moment. And I'm just really excited to be present in this moment. And I can just feel that I was called to do this right here and right now. And to do the healing and to do the work and to get all of the stuff out so that I could really be reintroduced to my little girl self and to find joy and peace. So I'm excited to see what happens next, and I'll take you along for the adventure. Love you. Mwah.
Fears of loss of control. I like to organize things. Also, I've had fear of abandonment in my younger years. I've been doing a lot of healing work prior to coming here, so I feel like this is going to be just the icing on the cake to find any blocks that I still have remaining.
Fear of the unknown. I have a very strong sort of Christian kind of identity, and I feel like I want to hold on to certain things that I'm coming in with and trying to wrestle with also being very open.
I'm not somebody that's really ever gotten into drugs, and I'm a lightweight when it comes to alcohol, so this is a big deal for me to do an ayahuasca ceremony. It's pretty serious, and I think that many people like me who maybe are like a glass of wine with dinner and they would never consider doing something like this should really think about it as far as if they're committed to growing and learning and making their life exponentially better.
Yeah, I think I'm really excited just to dive in. I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to try the medicine and see what journey it takes me on. The beautiful thing is that unlike some other practices, working out or anything like that, from everything I've heard is that I can't have really any expectation. Just have to be there and sit and be still in the medicine and just let it do its thing. And so, as hard as it is for a control freak like me to say, I just have to let go and just let it happen.
My fears are getting sick, not knowing what I'm doing, just the fear of the unknown.
Like dealing with the unknown, right? Because then it's like, but I don't know, because I'm a recovering perfectionist, so like I need to know, but like, do I need to know? Like, so I'm like working my way through that.
Right.
So, yeah, and I thought like a lot of the people's questions here today, I was like, just let it happen. I was like, whose voice is that? Is that me?
Right.
Yeah.
So in the 5 archetypes, you have the amethyst who has experienced sexual trauma, and it has its own unfolding of the type of relationships and experiences that they're going to attract. But I call it the amethyst stare because they have moments when they're thinking and it's like they look up and they dissociate. Because when they were going through the trauma, they
dissociate. Beautiful.
Yeah. And so at this point, if I can see it, other people who are also, and they're drawn to them to victimize them some more.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
How can ayahuasca help a woman who is like, I would never take drugs, I've never smoked weed, I don't even drink, and they're thinking about it like hippies, spinning around, getting high.
Yes.
How can a woman who has been through that trauma look at ayahuasca in a different way?
So that's you got right to the meat of the thing, right? Because the perception of ayahuasca is, young people, trustafarians that are, ecstatic dancing and having orgies and like this party.
Yeah.
When in fact, it's the hardest work you could ever do in a night. I
always tell people, like, there's other funner ways to get high.
There's
like,
so much better ways to get high. I've never driven through Santa Monica and saw a homeless person with this sign, like, need money, and you think they're going to go buy ayahuasca.
Right.
It does not happen, right? It's the perception and the lack of understanding that these medicines, and especially I think the 2 biggest teacher medicines are ayahuasca and iboga. They're the hardest things that, if done properly, they're the hardest 2 things you could do in your lifetime. In my opinion, it can be horribly hard, as you well know. And you have to be a person you really have to want to be well to do this. It's not a casual, I kind of want to be well. You really have to want to be well because it's not a game and it's not easy.
Almost like when you're teaching us to relegate our emotions in our femininity, I kind of likened that to like this is the next level of relegating our emotions and really kind of trying to surrender to who we are and also as women, our femininity. I think that's why I'm here, making it happen. I'll be honest, hopefully I'm not the one tied to a tree swearing at everyone that it'll be a wet night. And I'm talking to God at the same time. But hey, if it works out that way and it turns out to be positive, swear away.
To say I'm a little bit apprehensive is an understatement, but everyone here has been lovely, and I have a beautiful room. Gotta love it. And it's true, your freedom is one thought away, but you have to face a lot of things, I think, here. And I think that's, part of what we go through in this process is coming to terms with a lot of things that maybe otherwise we wouldn't, as much work as we've done so far. So that's where I'm at personally. But you know, I just finished my journaling, and I'm supposed to meet up with the girls that are already here. And Shay, I'm excited for you and Nicole and anyone else that's coming that's not already here. But I just want to say, yes, I'm apprehensive, but this is a necessary process, I think, for people who really want to see progress in their life, and I do. So that's where I'm at.
I need to focus on surrendering. I have zero expectations. I need to focus on letting things happen as they are. I do feel safe. It's just one of those things where you're stepping into the unknown. I don't know anything about the jungle. I don't know anything about, if a tiger comes, we're gonna have a problem.
Or what if your tiger is a pet that you've always known, and you're like, oh my gosh, Billy, like, so good to see you. So I have like a whole ritual when I am coming, and I like to set my bed up a certain way that allows me to access what I need. I bring a towel to catch the tears, because there definitely will be tears. And then I have the sleeping mask that I'm going to be covering my eyes with so I can go more inside. I like to journal when I'm in my journey, because there's things that are revealed to me when I'm under that I don't remember. So I forget what it is that I'm being shared. So I will use this journal if I get ideas, like business ideas, things to advance my life. I will do this journal when Mother Aya is giving me downloads and information. And I will write in the dark. And it's so funny because in the dark I found that I can see, like my eyes are able to do things that I couldn't even imagine. So for instance, the last time I was at Rhythmia, this is what I wrote in the dark. This is in the dark. And you can see how like it's straight and clear, because it's like my eyes had like a night vision where I could see. I could have wore a mask and I could still see what I'm writing. And sometimes it's not neat. Sometimes it's like going down, but it doesn't matter. Like I'm capturing the information that I'm given in here. So this is my journal. I honestly recommend to bring a grounding crystal. This crystal has been charged with light and love, and to ground me if I feel like I'm getting stuck in a loop, if I feel like I can't find my way back, then I will grab this crystal and I will say, God and I are one. And I will just keep rubbing on the crystal as I'm doing it. So I have this crystal here next to me. And then I have my wand. Wand is about channeling energies and channeling intentions. So there are times when I'm moving energy that's feeling stuck in my body, and I can feel it in places in my body and I can move it. If I'm doing healing on other people, then I'm also able to use this wand to help heal it. But I like taking my wand because the wand also remembers the healing journey, and it holds the information and energy in it. And then I can use that also at other times. So this part, this is Repe, and I'm gonna let the shamans explain this more, but I have my own personal tool for it, and this is what it is. And this one is my favorite, and I use it in ceremonies. And then I always put my water here on the left side of my bucket. It's just, left is feminine, so that's why I put it on the left. And then I have my shot glass for the ayahuasca that I put in front of my bucket so I don't have to look for it. And everything is always in its proper place. The thing that I really love about Rhythmia is that literally it's like being at the Four Seasons. So like you can see, like this is, you're not out in the Amazon, you're not out in the forest getting like bit up by different bugs and mosquitoes. Like you're inside of a maloka, and it's super sacred in here. And you have like a really comfortable bed, a really comfortable thick blanket that you can just lie upon and go into your journey. So I'm getting ready to go deep. When I take the medicine, I move slowly so that it has a chance to be able to move down. So right now I'm just focusing on my breath, just allowing the medicine to just move down. I'm not making any sudden movements.
So I just got back to my room after class all day, and that made me feel better. It made me feel less hesitant. I do feel more sure going into tonight's ceremony, although I have a massive headache, which is why I'm laying on my bed. But I went to the medical center because you have to do your medical evaluation, and they gave me an ibuprofen, which was fantastic. And I feel much better about that, being in a room full of people with music and smoke with ibuprofen. My headache hopefully gone by then. And I also have my massage at 3, which I'm really looking forward to, just chilling out on. And I got my 2 colonics scheduled. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm really looking forward to tonight. And yeah, I think that's it.
The staff here have been doing this for so long and they're so experienced that they know exactly what to do for you, right? They know, and for somebody who needs to have control, then Mother Aya is not going to direct them to probably tie them up. It's probably going to be a different experience.
Yeah.
You know, like you having multiple shamans around you, like it's okay. And like being like that mother figure to you, or whatever it is that you need. Right?
Yeah. Well, the second he said tie me up, I immediately got claustrophobic, and I was like,
see, I'm prepared for, I'm not prepared. I'm trying to even prepare my squat area just in case.
You and your squat area.
Your squat area. Did you hear the part where he talked about the diapers?
I was joking.
I was like, he was like, yeah, if you want to manifest shitting on yourself, go ahead and wear
now
diapers.
I'm not going to wear my diaper, but in case, I'm going to look around. That there's not a bathroom.
You'll be okay. Is that a concern?
I mean, you know what? Yeah, as a woman, we're all like, ew, you know.
Well, I just don't want to have to walk back and change and then be like, oh, you know, that's
But if you have to walk back and change, that's part of your journey.
Okay, well, that's fair. That's a fair.
Do you understand?
Thought about bringing extra clothes.
But are we manifesting?
I know, that's what I'm like,
So
yeah.
you just need, listen, it's the first night.
So, yeah, I'm not bringing diapers, I'm not bringing anything. We're going to find out how it goes.
I think that it's going to change the way I view myself. I think it's going to change the way I attract partners, my partner. I think it's going to change my job, my career, my lifestyle. I think that just eliminating and getting rid of all the toxicity and the self-doubt and the negative stuff that has been holding me back for so many years is just going to free myself open to all the possibilities and all the positivity that I deserve.
It is just such a calculated, guided experience because nothing that ever happens on ayahuasca is by accident. Nothing.
Life in general.
Right. But the problem when you're in life and you're just going through it, you're going in your own consciousness. And your consciousness is just here. And Mother Aya is like here. Yeah. So then when you're like able to, because she's going to bring you up to there so you can see things at a different level, then now you're like, oh, you're able to unlock whatever's keeping you down here.
Yeah.
And that's what's so exciting about it. All of it. Like if you go into it, like everything I'm gonna experience is gonna be exciting, then that's what makes the most amazing journey. And don't worry about what's going on with everybody else, right? Don't worry. And first of all, nobody's looking at you. Nobody's doing any of that except the shamans to make sure that you're okay. But you don't have to worry about whatever you're going through. Go through, feel, express what you need to feel, express, or do for your own highest good.
I hope to get clarity in my life, and I hope to have a conversation with God. I'm really looking forward to that. I want to learn more about me and why I'm here and how I can serve. Okay, so I have my homemade bug spray, water for after purging, and then I'll have my journal up here, and then I have my heart-shaped crystal, so if I get lost I can hold this and I know where I am. That's gonna go there.
So I'm here setting up for my very first ceremony. I just did a prayer circle with our group. I feel very centered and calm now. I feel like I'm really going to receive exactly what I need. And so I'm going to set up my space. I brought some things just to help along with the journey. So this is a scarf that I had done a water blessing in Bali. And so I wanted to keep that energy with me. Luna moth journal. And I also brought some stones for grounding in the shape of a heart. I brought my baby picture so that I can remember who I was before the world told me who I should be. And another stone for abundance. So I'll have all this with me at ceremony to hopefully guide me through my journey.
I can't say I have any fears. This is my 6th time coming to Rhythmia. I love it. And I have learned how to release the expectation, because whenever I've come in the past and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have the same experience I had before and I'm looking forward to that, it never turns out that way. So whenever I hold an expectation, it's the opposite thing that happens to me. So at this point now, I have no idea what to expect. I don't even know what to look forward to or to fear or anything. So I've just learned to surrender, look forward to whatever happens. And I don't know, like I have a different type of surrender and outlook and perception about the whole journey at this point. So no fears.
And so what happens with the ayahuasca and this program that we have at Rhythmia is that it goes in and finds those areas that you're holding and storing up these emotions, and it releases them. And that's what a purge is. That's when people either throw up a little bit. Or
and you mean releasing the energy?
Releasing the energy of it, correct. Yeah, and they might go to the bathroom or sweat it out, or they might cry, or they might laugh even, who knows? And there's a physical thing that happens. And that's when that's the purge that we talked about, where the emotions leave you. And then the people are clear and open and ready to engage in a way that's healthy for them.
Right.
I'm proud of myself for taking the leap and trusting, because I know I'm in good hands.
Releasing any and all things that stand in the way of my highest self, my highest purpose, and my highest good. And together we say, so it is. So it is. Now take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in, ladies. Breathe out. One more time, breathe in. Remember who you are, breathe out. And so it is. Let's go make magic. So proud of you all. Ready? Yes. The journey within begins now. While the sacred experience of an ayahuasca ceremony is deeply personal and cannot be fully shown, what I can share is this: it is profoundly transformative. In this moment, my students are stepping into a life-changing experience, one that awakens a deep sense of connectedness and unity within themselves and the world around them. But transformation is never easy. This is a raw, challenging process that pushes them to their limits. Yet it is a journey worth taking. A courageous quest for truth, happiness, and the boundless power of love.
How are you feeling this morning?
I feel like shit.
All right, I have just 2 questions. Feel free to not answer if you don't feel like it. What insights or realizations did you have during the journey?
Trust God.
Did you achieve any of the 3 intentions?
No.
All right. Anything else that you would like to share?
I was scared. I'm just gonna talk about myself and my experience. And I kept sighing, and I felt like it was, each sigh was for like 100 people. And I kept sighing and sighing, and I knew that it wasn't my sighs. I kept sighing, and then their faces, their images came up to me, right? And I knew some of them I didn't. And they were 400 years ago, and 200 years ago, and 50 years ago, 20 years ago. And then like my heart cracked open. It was just most profound sorrow. It was so much pain. And I started to cry when she came over. I checked on me and she did something, and I calmed down for a little while. And I just kept going and going and going, and I was tingling. And so, at some point, it was like a rush. Like so many wanted their side. And I just raised my hand in the air so loud. I just screamed. There is so much pain. And she came over and she asked me whose pain it was. It wasn't mine. So she helped me a little while and coached me through it. I started to pray for them. Grabbed my throat and prayed. And I told them that I loved them. I was so blessed and thankful to be here for them. And they just kept sighing.
Last night, no. There was something, I think that's kind of something I haven't looked at, and so that's what I think the medicine was telling me, is that before we do part B, because part A, we're good, the first intention, I got it. As far as, show me who I've become,
But part B of like merging my soul, I think this is a little bit of a hang up that I still am kind of working through. And once I sober up a little bit today, I'm going to journal about it, and I think that'll be step one.
I was doing, so focused on that, one point of focus. Like, I watched the waves of the music and how that the music was in sync with when everybody's getting sick and like yelling, and then it would die down, and then like at the end I'm like, when is it going to stop? This is so much longer than they said it was going to be. And I'm like, well, when is it going to stop? Because I was like, I'm so tired, like trying to keep my focus. I'm like, I have to stay in this zone because I don't know. And I'm like, I would lose it, and then I'd start to feel icky in my body, and I'm like, okay, breathe and focus, and not my business, not my business. Not my business.
Drink your water.
Yeah.
I do that too, but a little more.
I know. It was intense, for sure.
Okay, day 2. Had our first ceremony last night. It was extremely eye-opening, extremely profound. I purged multiple times, probably 7. I had 4 cups. The first thing that I uncovered was the first download. I said, God, show me who I become. And he was saying that I was a liar, and that I lied to myself. I lied just little white lies to protect myself as a child. I lied to hide or protect my family members. I've just lied a lot over the years. None of it was to be harmful or malicious. It was just in protection. And so being able to let that go, I found out through just intense rapid fire imagery, that my parents really do love me. And they've always been my biggest cheerleaders, and they've always loved and supported me. And so it was the purging, the throwing up was extremely eye-opening. It was extremely healing. I felt super light. I woke up this morning and did yoga and felt really light and awake and vibrant. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's next. I'm excited. I had my first colonic this afternoon. And then we prepare to go into our second ceremony. So it's all happening, and I'm changing as we speak. So, mwah, love you.
One of the things that I want you guys to realize, that the energy that you were seeing, you were releasing it from yourself. Now, wait until you really accept that. You only saw what you resonated with.
I didn't see it. I didn't see shit.
Or you only,
eyes closed and
when I say saw, I mean even what you felt, even with what you tuned into.
Yeah.
That was you releasing too.
Okay.
That was your stuff. Like, remember in Never Ending Story when Mateo walks up to the mirror? Mm-hmm. I can't stress this enough. That mirror is real. And for a lot of people, they go screaming. I believe that was ayahuasca they were talking about in that movie. But when you can walk up and look at your own demons and be like, oh my God. Now show me. Now show me who I am and merge me back with my soul so that I can be one with you again. Because your soul is the one with God. Then it changes the perspective. Like I didn't see all that. I didn't hear all that.
Mm-hmm. You didn't?
No.
And I'm in awe at the determination and tenacity of these women to fight for their lives. First by joining Boss Diva University so that they can be able to transform and heal themselves. And then by trusting the process. These women, they never thought about doing any type of ayahuasca or anything, right? Any mind-altering type medicine. And I think when people think of this, they think it's like a big orgy, it's smoking weed, it's getting high, and it's, I can't stress this enough. There's
way more funner ways to get high, from my understanding, because I don't smoke and I've never done weed or any of that. But from my understanding, there's way more funner things to do. This is work. This is deep healing. This is having to face the monsters in the closet. And the people that have had the biggest regrets have always been the ones that left early, not the ones that stayed. Never had anybody, not one person, stay and be like, oh my God, I wish I never stayed. Not one person. Or say, I wish I never came. Not one. And you're not gonna be the first. She's reading Psalms, Lord. That's a good thing.
It's been horrible and amazing at the same time.
Right.
I went in saying, I'm not going to control this. I need to let it happen. And then I wrote the thing down that they gave us in a little slip of paper.
Yeah.
Wrote it out. And I started with the question, is there anything else I need to heal? And if not, then go ahead and let me back to myself. Oh. So that's what I went in there with. And really, the whole time I was thinking, well, I guess that's still I need to heal.
The ayahuasca journey is as unique as the individuals who embark on it. The healing of the mind, body, and soul unfolds at its own pace for everyone. But for those who commit to the path, and I hope they all do, all roads lead to a profound self-discovery that could unlock a love for themselves they've never known and the power to reimagine their lives on their terms. Who will rise to the challenge and who will walk away? Find out on the next episode of Her Healing Journey, Love, Transformation, and the Power of Plant Medicine.